Serious question. I'm going to welcome in the rest of the panel here. Mark Halpern, Kelly Sadler, Chris Arps. Mark, if you could own a Hunter Biden painting, and I mean this seriously, to replace the painting right over your left shoulder there, what do you think? What would you rather own? A George W. Bush painting, a watercolor, or a Hunter Biden? And which do you think should be worth more money?
George W. Bush and George W. Bush.
Right? I don't understand it. And I don't understand how the White House and Jen Psaki, I don't know if you saw that press conference Friday, where she basically is lying for her boss, the president, about the White House, and they're going to have no idea who's buying his artwork for $500,000 or $500,000. To me, it's just, it is so ridiculous that this is happening.
I'm still predicting it won't happen.
You don't?
Nah.
It's going to happen.
It's so out of bounds. We got weeks to go here. It just doesn't make any sense to me that thing's going to happen.
Jen Psaki, you could tell when she was speaking that she was uncomfortable, like giving the company line with the whole painting thing. Like she was just really uncomfortable. Kelly, quick update. What's going on with the infrastructure bill? This bipartisan infrastructure deal we've been hearing about literally for the last 2 months. There were rumors yesterday that a deal could be reached as early as today. What are you hearing?
I'm hearing that's probably not the case. Said they were 90% the way there yesterday, but there's still pay-fors and mass transit. There's still many issues where the two sides are far apart. And I think the Republicans really need to take a close look at themselves and what they're doing here. Nancy Pelosi was unequivocal yesterday, saying that she will not bring this bipartisan bill to the floor for a vote until this reconciliation $3.5 trillion tragedy is passed in the Senate, and then she'll bring both bills. So this is not bipartisan at all. This is the Democratic wish list. This is the Democratic infrastructure bill with everything that they want, all the bells and whistles, and what are Republicans getting in turn? Well, I think we'll see that, and when the text gets released, is the bill even written yet? We don't know. We don't know what's in it, but I'm highly skeptical Republicans are getting a good deal on this.
$1 trillion bill. Let's hear from the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. She was talking about the January 6th Select Committee over the weekend, and Adam Kinzinger, a Republican, who she asked to be a part of that committee. Take a listen.
He and other Republicans have expressed an interest to serve on the Select Committee, and I wanted to appoint three of the members that Leader McCarthy suggested, but he withdrew their names. The two that I would not appoint are people who would jeopardize the integrity of the investigation. And there's no way I would tolerate their antics as we seek the truth.
Okay, Chris, to you on this antics, you could just call that democracy and political discord. You're supposed to have a dialogue, especially about something this serious. Adam Kinzinger, what do you make of that selection? Anti-Trump lawmaker. He voted for impeachment. He is firmly anti-Trump, but no Jim Banks, no Jim Jordan. Instead, we've got Liz Cheney, and we've got Adam Kinzinger.
Look, Democrats have a lot of divisions between themselves, between their far left base and the moderate base. And so they need Donald Trump to help keep them united. And that's why I think we're having another January 6th commission. As you alluded to in the last hour, these investigations could go on well past 2022 into 2024. And as we've talked about earlier, the president's approval rating is not doing very well, and they need Donald Trump as a foil to help them in next year's midterm elections.
Mercedes, what'd you make of this? So this was, I know you weren't on with us last week, and we missed you, but this has never happened before in the history of our country. Has a Speaker of the House said that you can't have these two names that were put forward by Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy, he had to literally check with the House historian just to double check that that's never happened before. Totally unprecedented, and no one was talking about it over the weekend.
Well, first of all, Rob, I missed you too, and the panel. But let me just say this. There will be no going into 2024 because Nancy Pelosi is going to use this as a political weapon going into next year. This is what the Democrats are going to campaign on. The ads are all going to be about January 6th, those political ads for the Democrats, because they are losing ground on every other issue. It is a disgrace that Nancy Pelosi would not allow Jim Jordan and Jim Banks, especially Jim Banks, in the sense that he's an Afghan vet, he's a veteran. He's someone who has served in the U.S. military, has been very fair on all these issues. And quite frankly, he's raising serious concerns about the lack of security on that day and the weeks before, which we know that the lack of security the responsibility lies on Nancy Pelosi. So she doesn't want to be called out. And that's why she's lined up her yes men and to join her in trying to indict President Trump on the January 6th Capitol riots.
You make a good point about that you're right. Those commercials will be playing on a loop from 2022 to 2024. Jerome Adams, former Surgeon General, was on the Sunday shows yesterday. He was talking not about mask mandates, which he did say could be coming back to people that are fully vaccinated in this country. He was talking about vaccine mandates. Take a listen.
The quickest way to get people vaccinated is through mandates. And we can't have mass mandates. We won't. You're hearing this from the military and from other businesses until you have full licensure of these vaccines. So if you want to get a bunch of people vaccinated really quickly, get these vaccines licensed, and then you'll see the military make it mandatory. You'll see businesses make it mandatory.
Mark Halperin, political analyst. Many businesses are already making it mandatory. He's referring to the EUA, which is the emergency use authorization that the FDA gave the 3 U.S. vaccines, Moderna, J&J, and Pfizer. If that is lifted and they get full approval, do you see vaccine mandates actually happening in this country?
I don't think you're going to see a federal mandate. I think you're going to see an encouragement on the part of the private sector to say, you know, if you're a big bank or whatever kind of employee you are, if people want to come back to work, they're going to have to be vaccinated. We still have, you know, estimates range, but up to 50% of employees of nursing homes and of hospitals not vaccinated. If those people can't get vaccinated, won't get vaccinated, there's something wrong with the system.
Yeah. All right, panel, we'll pick this back up top of the hour. Good stuff as always.